What's going on, everybody? It's me. I'm not dead, I'm still alive. Hi! It's this channel again. Different name, though. We'll get to that in a second. Hi, everybody. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm back. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about the future of this channel and the future in general, and just kind of get on a couple topics that I'm kind of interested in. I don't want it to be too long, but it's going to be somewhat long, so just do something else. Keep this playing in the background. You don't even need to really listen. You can zone out if you want to, but I just want to kind of talk about some stuff. So yeah, let's do that. First thing I want to talk about is this channel. What is going on here? Are you going to do anything with this channel? You're making the video, so clearly you have. Don't forget the password. Of course, I didn't forget the password. It's my main YouTube channel for anything that I do. So yes, I know that I used to upload on this channel. This was my main channel, and now I get a little stupid Smash Wii U video of you replacing the death sound in Smash with the Roblox death sound, which is just a stupid video. It's one of my favorite videos ever made, but it's stupid. You know, that was just something I put up because I was enjoying the thing. But what I really want to do with this channel, and I want to talk about this right now, this is the main reason why I'm making this video, is I want this channel to be my channel, right? I want this channel to reflect who I am as a person. The person that I have become over 18 years of living, and every other year that I will live the rest of my life. Every day I will live the rest of my life. I want this video to reflect that. I think it's important that it's understood who I am as a person. So this is going to be my channel where when I need to rant about something that's going on in the world, this is going to be where I do it, because this is the place for it. If I need to make a video where I'm geeking out over Star Wars or Game of Thrones or the newest Marvel movie or the newest episode of a TV show that I have fallen in love with, or a book or something, even though I don't read, something, if I wanted to do that, I can do that here. If I wanted to try to explore some other stuff, this would be where it is. If I was like, hey, I want to try vlogging, this would be where it is. That's just what this is, right? It's me, okay? It's for me to be me and to try to explore more of who I am and the person that I am and want to be, and the stuff that I want to try to do with this channel going forward and in the future of YouTube, which is a whole other topic of discussion we can get to in a second, and I will touch on in a second, because that is just something I need to talk about, because YouTube is crazy. But I think it's important that I have somewhere where I can just vent, or I can just say what I want to say, and I can make it very clear my intentions of this thing, right? I want to be able to say, hey, here's how I feel about this, right? Here's why I think this is the way it is. Not be someone who says, hey, guess what? You should do this, or you should believe this, right? I have no intention of doing that at all with this. I have purely, hopefully, positive intentions with this, for me, of being able to just do what I need to do and say what I want to say, and just don't have any clue how to speak correctly in proper English, and two, what I'm trying to get across as a point. I think it's important for me to create a space for me where I can be creative in whatever way I want to be creative, where I can say the things I want to say in a format where people will be able to see them and be able to access them and be able to understand why I think what I'm saying or doing needs to be said or seen or heard, whatever, by the world. And I think it's super important for everyone to have something like that, right? YouTube is a site full of artists. Anything that you create for other people to see, to hear, to play, to use, to touch, anything. That is an art. Right? I'm a firm believer in everything that is physical, that is made by man, is art. This cup that I have to drink my water is somebody's art. This table that I sit at is somebody's art. Anyone that made this table is an artist, or who designed the table. Now maybe if it's, a bunch of little kids working in another country that have to work for very little pay, they might not be the artists because they didn't design the table, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to say, right? There's an art to everything. Everything that is made by man was made in an artistic way, right? So YouTube is a place for artists, for people who want to create their own form of art, whether that be actual visual art, whether that be music, whether that be films, whether that be the volume button on this computer going off, I don't want it to, whatever it be, whatever that art may be. YouTube is a place where you can share your art in tons of ways, obviously. And I think that it is going to be very, very beneficial going forward that people understand why YouTube is so important. Because I can speak for so much time about why I think that YouTube is the future of entertainment. Everyone has been saying this now for years. It's no breakthrough thing I'm saying where I'm saying this right now. In 5 years, everything's going to be YouTube. Which, one, I don't believe to be true, and two, is, like I said, not a breakthrough idea. So, the YouTube is, in a way, the future, but it is also a model to improve upon heavily. YouTube has a lot of problems. You have the algorithm that is just killing everybody. You have the adpocalypse that is just killing everybody. It has become so hard to look at YouTube and say you are a 100% thriving, successful platform. Because people on the platform are complaining about the platform, but there's no current alternative. And I think the problem with YouTube is that they know there is no other alternative, right? There are other video sharing websites. You have Dailymotion, you have Vimeo, you have all these other sites that you can share video on. You can share video on Facebook, you can share video on Twitter, and usually not as long. Maybe you can, I don't know. But you have different places you can share videos. But YouTube is, one, owned by Google, so it gets so much exposure in that way. But two, it's so rooted in our society today that it's going to be big for a very long time. Something like Vine was big for a decent amount of time. A few years Vine was big, and it is now just dead. In a way, I mean, you can still create Vines on Twitter, but the application Vine is now gone. Maybe the future is, short 6-second, 7-second, whatever, how long videos. Turned out, no, it's not the case. People still want their 20-minute, 30-minute, hour-long videos on YouTube. It's become such a unique place that has so many things that need to be looked at and touched upon and improved in ways before YouTube is the most viable platform for everything going forward, right? Because I can sit here all day and talk about some of the problems YouTube has, right? And everyone, I don't think there's anyone here that's going to sit up here and tell me, like, what are you talking about? YouTube's a perfect system. And anyone that is saying that probably doesn't fully understand what YouTube has going for it and what problems it suffers from. It has problems if you don't know. It does. It has very, 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 very specific things because of the way advertisers now work, right? Advertisers want content that they deem, quote, advertiser friendly. Now, that is because companies don't want their videos appearing on videos of kids who are doing something, in a third world country where they are, begging for food, and they are covered in blood from the war and stuff that's going on all around them, right? They don't want that. They also don't want to be all over videos of people cursing and swearing a lot. Apparently, apparently they don't want to be on videos like that either. So YouTube has come to a point where they favor kid-friendly, consistent content, and it's become such an interesting environment because you can tell people are trying to not necessarily censor themselves, but they're definitely trying to change because they want to have an income. They want to make money. They want to be able to make a living still off of YouTube, and it's very hard to do if you're not following what YouTube wants you to do. And it's something that I do strongly believe needs to be looked at and potentially fixed. There is something to be said about the fact that YouTube has lasted this long as the prominent video sharing website, because it has its great things. But of course it has its flaws, and they need to be looked at and addressed, because if they are not, YouTube will fail and it will fall apart. That is my YouTube PSA and rant. But it's the truth, because I've always tried to make relatively family-friendly content. I think it's kind of important that you make somewhat family-friendly content depending on what you are making. If you are making videos based on, first-person shooter, bloody games, not necessarily saying that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but if you're, focusing on doing videos on relatively mature topics, right, the news to a degree, if you're covering, like I said, violent video games, which I hate saying violent video games because that makes me sound like someone is saying, like, school shootings happen because of violent video games, which we won't even get into that. But, if that's what you're making, well then making mature content is the smarter option, because you are trying to make videos for a mature audience, and you shouldn't be hurt by doing that, right? That's like, there are still advertisers on CBS or TBS or Fox, any of that, where they're comedies, where they're swearing or doing anything like that. Late night television has it. But YouTube doesn't have that thing of, you can pick and choose your videos. You are just either not advertiser friendly and your videos will not be monetized, because we don't have that breakdown of advertisers who are less caring and advertisers that care a lot. It's just you either are advertiser friendly or not. You get all ads or no ads. That's the way YouTube works. So until they fix that, I think what they really need to do is have one category of, let's say you have, if you are an advertiser and you want to be on the site, you say, all right, are you fine with ads of your company being put on videos that fall into XYZ categories, right? So, swearing, all this kind of stuff. You can check that if you're fine with that. Mature, graphic, news-related content or tragedy-related content. You can check that if you want that. Stuff like that. Add that kind of thing in there. That would make it better. Because in my opinion, making YouTube just a child-friendly, family-friendly site, a place where it's, quote, advertiser-friendly, is very, very moronic. And I think it's stupid, because I think YouTube is something that shouldn't be always family-friendly. It should be a place where you can express yourself in the way that you want, where you can find videos about XYZ topics because you want to find somewhere where you can say, yes, this person relates to what I'm feeling, or I think this person's funny because they don't care about what others think or what other people say, and they're unfiltered because it's just, to them, it doesn't matter, or it's just the way they speak. I think it's such an important thing that we realize that YouTube as a platform would be better if we were not limited to simply advertiser-friendly or not advertiser-friendly. I think we have to realize that there is validity to everything because, people run ads when there's everything, man. It's just, it boggles my mind sometimes, the kind of stuff that you see from YouTube. And I mean, it's great that there are companies that go out of their way. I just bumped the mic, sorry. Like Audible or D-Brands or Jack Threads, Blue Apron, companies like that will personally support content creators because they know that in times like this, it can be very, very hard to make videos and to get money for those videos that they are trying so hard. It's stupid. And it is something that I hate, and I know you guys are seeing this stuff on the screen. I don't really care. I think it's super, super important that people understand that we live in a time of people are different and people are going to be the person they want to be, not the person they're told to be. And I think when YouTube is doing this, where they're telling you basically, here's who you can be if you want money, and you can be whoever you want, but if you want to make money, you have to be this person. You're pigeonholing the entire community, essentially by saying you're not allowed to produce content freely. You're producing the content we allow you to produce because we want advertisers on our website. It's YouTube basically being run by big corporations. I mean, it already is. It's run by Google, but outside big corporations, which, in a way, it's been run by big corporations for a while, because basically multi-channel networks run the website. You either join a multi-channel network or your channel never thrives, which, I mean, personally, I don't think that's fully a bad thing. I think multi-channel networks are super important because they do help channels grow. I think it's very hard to grow naturally because you're not going to be found when you have people like PewDiePie who, are huge, right? When you have people like Casey Neistat who are huge, these huge YouTubers who are getting so many views that they are going to be on the trending tab. They are going to be things that you see. Recommended is going to be based on what people watch, right? And people aren't going to watch your stuff if they can't see it, if they're not getting any recognition. You're not going to see your stuff. So I know I'm going on this YouTube rant now, and I don't really want to be going on this YouTube rant, but I think it's important for the discussion going forward that I will continue in a second. But I think YouTube has its problems and needs to improve, but overall it will be the place for video sharing. And obviously people can say all they want. There will be another site if when YouTube goes down. YouTube isn't permanent, but there will always be another place. There won't be another place that is YouTube, right? YouTube, no place like YouTube will ever come across as successful as YouTube ever again, because we've seen what YouTube can do correctly, and they've gotten to the point where they have so many problems, and people are starting to lose money by doing it, and they're still doing it because they know that there is no other way. That if this is what they want to do, they have to do it. And obviously you see people go to Twitch and start doing streaming to get some money that way. You see people open up their Patreons, and you see all this kind of stuff, which is also stuff that I think is super, super nice. And I think that that's stuff that people need to understand isn't bad. Patreon is such a negative thing, and has such a negative connotation within the minds of people, because in their opinion you're paying for free content, which of course YouTube content is not free, right? Anything that these people are making, they're getting paid for, not from you directly all the time, but they're getting paid for it. Just because you don't want to pay extra money for because someone makes good content or for someone's content, doesn't mean there aren't hundreds of other people who are actually like, this person's content is so good, I have, I've budgeted myself, X amount of money, I can spare maybe $15 this month, I'm going to support this guy with $15 because I think this person needs all the support I can give because this person is just such a well-established creator who needs some help because they are struggling in the YouTube world. Right, but for some reason, everyone hates Patreon and GameWisp, man. Well, actually, GameWisp not as much. Even it's basically Patreon, but it's for gamers instead. But it's I don't hear much hate about that. But I don't watch as much gaming as I used to, and most gamers that I watch don't talk about people's thoughts on GameWisp. But I'm once again getting sidetracked. But I think there's an important thing in being done in YouTube to fix all this, but I don't know how they haven't addressed it enough yet. How they haven't fixed it yet. It's been years that this algorithm's been messed up, that ads have been messed up, that everything has been messed up. YouTube has messed up for so long. How have they not fixed it yet? It's ridiculous. Get your stuff together, YouTube. Figure this whole thing out. I mean, it's crazy sometimes. The stupidity that comes from YouTube. I mean, it is fun sometimes looking at the kinds of stuff YouTube does. But that's another video I can make. I want to get back to this channel, me, and stuff like that, because I think that's what I'm here for. So I think there's a lot going on with me. I'm going to college in a couple months. Actually, next month. It's next month. Oh, wow. Content then will definitely be a lot more limited, and it'll be harder to produce content while I'm going to class every day and trying to break out of my shell and meet new people and figure out what my life is and my future is going to be, because if YouTube could be my future, that would be awesome. I would love that, but it's unrealistic in my opinion, and it's an unrealistic expectation because of the troubles that YouTube has. So, I have to discover who I am going forward, and if that means YouTube is on the back burner, well, that means YouTube is on the back burner. I would love to keep stuff coming. I would love to keep content regular, but it's kind of hard to promise that, so I'm not going to promise that. I hope that there is some huge, just awesome inspiration I start getting when I'm in school to just produce this like stuff that I've never made before, right? Just start making like films and start doing all this other crazy stuff that I have no real talent for, that I just all of a sudden want to figure out how to do. That would be a cool thing that happened, if that happened, but who knows when it'll ever happen. But I want to hopefully keep YouTube alive and going in my life, because for me YouTube has been a huge part of my life for years. I don't remember when I created this channel, but it was probably 2010 or earlier, so it's been 7 years. Coming from someone who's 18, that would have made me 11 when I created this channel. I don't remember exactly how old I was when I made a YouTube channel. I honestly can't remember, but I mean, I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've been on the website for longer than I'd care to admit, to be 100% honest, but there's so much that can be said about what YouTube has become, right? It's become such a great environment for people to meet other people and for people to get their voices heard across the world. But it's also becoming so much more competitive and so much more saturated. So many more people, and that was probably not even the correct usage of the word, I'm not even going to lie. I just said it because I thought it sounded good. But so many more people are on the website now than 10 years ago, right? So many more people are big on the website than there were 10 years ago. So many more people are figuring out how YouTube works and so many more people are managing to get big, right? People like Liza Koshy and David Dobrik, I had never heard of until this year. Until 2017, I never heard of them, and they are huge right now. There are YouTubers who I had never heard of, who have been around for years, who have like 1 million subscribers, whereas people who made their channel 2 months ago are already like at 900,000 because they just have figured it out, and they've begun to realize that it's people who had that point where they were these big YouTubers have maybe have just lost their luster. Whereas these new people are bringing fresh faces, and they're making this fresh new content, and it's different, and people aren't used to it, and then they get big, and it's all this stuff, right? You see all these trends always go up and down, and I keep hitting people, like right now fidget spinners are all this thing, ASMR is a thing that just blew up last year, and all this stuff, like, stuff blows up, and it gets super, super big, and then it kind of dies down. You don't really hear about it as much. It's still made, and people are still producing stuff of the kind because there are still people who are interested in it, right? Something like Pokemon Go, right? Huge thing, summer 2016, and then it died out. But it's not dead, right? There are still millions of people who play Pokemon Go. I'll pick up my phone sometimes when I'm out somewhere new, and I'll be like, hey, let's see if there's any new Pokemon nearby that I've never found before, or let's see if there's a Pokestop nearby, or a gym that I can battle, right? Stuff like that, it's not dead, so there are trends that haven't died that are still on the site. So you get to this point where people get really big because they're like, look, this thing's really big right now, let's do it. Boom, they get big, they hit that surge because that's who they have the ability to do that. Whereas established people don't have the ability to do that. Someone like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example of a YouTuber who's been around for a while, who I don't think could get away doing something like that. Someone like, I don't know, Mystery Guitar Man, right? Obviously, he doesn't do stuff like that, but like he wouldn't be someone who could just say like, hey, I'm going to make a video on fidget spinners because fidget spinners are popular right now, or Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go is popular right now. Last year, obviously, but right, you can't have people like that who are just doing that because people are going to say, what are you doing, dude? This isn't your content. This isn't you. You get a label put on you, and it's the biggest thing for YouTubers who have been around for a while to break out of because they are used to being put now as a label, right? Philip DeFranco's a news guy. Casey Neistat's a vlogger. iJustine's the Apple lady, right? All this kind of stuff that people do, and you get pigeonholed because you've been around for a while. And there's fireworks going off outside, so sorry if you can hear those. I thought those were over. They literally were doing some hours ago, and now apparently they're doing them again. But there's a lot of room for YouTube to grow, and a lot more room for it to fall, which is the problem. These fireworks are actually kind of cool. I can kind of see them, but you'll be able to hear them definitely. So if you hear any loud kind of gunshot sounds, those would be fireworks and not firearms. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. What I'm really trying to get at here is YouTube has problems, and it's not the best site, but there's definitely ways that it can work. But so I want to be very experimental on this channel, seeing that I'm so small, right? 50 subscribers. I mean, that's a magic number right there. I have the ability to mess around and to do stuff and do things that I want to do, but it's going to be something that doing that is just so hard, and people are going to say, no, I liked your video that I saw because you did this, and I found out that you only had 2 other things out of, 500 videos or so you've uploaded on this channel, right? Why do you do this? You should be doing more of that. Which, that's cool, but it's one of the things where it's like, I want people who are excited for anything that I make, not just one category of content, which is a problem when you get pigeonholed. But I do want to say one thing, which is that I've never had any video. Now, granted, like I said, I'm a very small YouTuber, so this isn't a problem I really have to worry about, but I've never done any video or anything where I just got bashed and people were just like universally against it. I haven't had a video like that. I have not had one video yet. There will be ones in the future, But so far, I've been lucky where I've had very, very, very supportive people who have watched my videos and have supported my channel. I've been having some very, very nice comments from people recently on some videos on my other channel, and I think it's been very, very awesome to see people being this super, super nice and respectful and caring, and people are super, super kind, and I've met so many awesome people online over the past few years, and I know I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for the people who have supported me over the years. I'm thankful for all these people that I think have helped me become the person that I am today. I've made some people who are going to be awesome friends going forward, and I'm not sure how to really show how cool these people are and how awesome they've been and how much they've helped out with making me. And I think you guys who are watching this, and you have made it this far into the video somehow, you will be the people who I think are the most open to what I want to do in the future. Whatever it may be. I have no definitive plan, right? There is no one video that I'm telling you right now, I will be making this video in 2 months. I will be making this video, right? Because I don't know. I can't even tell what I'm doing at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, right? I have no clue what I'll be doing. I don't know what I'm going to be eating for breakfast tomorrow morning, right? I don't know. And it's important to realize that there is a very specific line to draw when you are talking about future content. I think it's important to mention that you say, I want to make more things, but you might not have a full idea of what you want to make, right? Or you might be saying, I am going to make this. You don't push yourself too hard to make what might not be worth it. Sometimes, right? Other times, if it's a film or it's something that you're super passionate about, it's a passion project, work your heart out and finish that project. But if you're looking at something and you're saying, I have these 12 things I have in front of me, right? These 12 whatever, right? I can make 12 different videos on these, right? They're simple to make. They require very little editing. I can just boom, upload them, done, right? You might think that that's what you have to do, and you're doing like, this is just awful, right? You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're just doing it because it's a chore, but you have to make sure you keep the love there. And that's honestly one of the things that I've struggled with when I've made YouTube content. I've gotten to the point where I was like, I don't want to make this video. I don't want to record this battle. I don't want to record this video because it's boring and it's become such a grind and a hassle to the point where I'm not enjoying this anymore. And that's so important to get past, which is why I want to focus on things that I really, really like. And just geek out over things that I love, right? Game of Thrones comes back in like less than 2 weeks. I'm so excited for Game of Thrones to come back. The trailers have been awesome. The show has been awesome for 6 seasons. I don't expect the 7th season to be worse. You know, we got a new Star Wars movie coming out soon. We got Spider-Man Homecoming coming out on Friday. We have Thor Ragnarok later this year. We have all this cool stuff coming. We got Star Wars Rebels. We got everything, right? I love some of the stuff that we have coming down the line. We have so much cool Nintendo stuff coming. We are in such a golden age of nerd and geek beauty and love, and I love everything about it so much. And that's why I want to focus on that. And of course I'm going to get personal. I think that's important for anybody. I think it's important to have a way that you can be personal. If it's a diary or a journal for you, that's a diary or a journal for you. If it's a channel where you just rant on YouTube, well then that's how you do it, right? But I think it's important to have that kind of place where you can just do what you want to do and you don't have to worry about anything, which is that's kind of what my goal is here. In the future, this might be where I focus all of my attention. I might get rid of any other channel that I've ever done. I might cancel them all. I might shut them all down. I might not, I might keep all the uploads there, but I might just be like, I am done producing on this channel. I'm going to go to this channel instead. This one that you're watching this video right now. I'm just going to do whatever it is that I managed to do. So, I don't want to keep this video going for too long, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. But I just want to say that I think it's so awesome that we have been able to live in a community where there are people who will support you, who will watch your content, who will help you be the person that you are, and will support the person that you are because they like that about you. They like that is who you are. Not because they think you are, or not because you're just like doing weird stuff, like making weird noises but moving around in a chair. Not because you're just being a person who tries to just do whatever they can to get views, because people are like, oh, this guy's very, very interesting. And I think that's a super, super cool concept. Boogie2988 is a YouTuber who I have a lot of respect for. He has done a lot of stuff that he hates. He has done a lot of stuff that got negative response. But at the end of the day, he just makes a video that he wants to make. If he wants to do a rant about something, he'll do it. If he wants to do a discussion about something that's very, very prominent, it's very, very political, it's very, very important to YouTube, he will do it. He will make the video that he wants to make, and I respect him for that because he has managed to succeed. And I think that's super, super cool. So I would love to do stuff like that. Something where I can just sit down and be like, hey, I want to rant about this or this or this. The problem is when I rant, I get so sidetracked, as you've seen in this video, and I just can't imagine an entire channel of me ranting. It'd be awful, but there's so much that YouTube doesn't help you with, that YouTube doesn't say, yeah, I'll feed you this one, I'll give you this one, I'm gonna put my hand out, just get it right now, right? They don't do that. They don't personally just hand feed you everything. You have to work towards it, and you have to find love in what you're doing, which is what I would love to do going forward. And so I'm hoping this channel will be that place, and this channel will be a place where I can just, no matter how terrible the video may be, whether that be it's just a bad quality video or it's a bad thing I'm talking about, it's something sad, it's something depressing, it's something terrifying, it's something that shouldn't happen, it's something angry or rage-inducing or something happy or something, that no matter what the feeling is that comes out of the video, I'm glad that one of the feelings will be that there is a response of positivity and love, and people say, look, no matter what you're going through, we're here for you, or this world's a terrible place, but there's always some stuff that can get better. Anything, whatever. I think it's good to have that. This video was very nice for me to record because I needed just to unload a bit. But yes, this channel will be coming back. I think I'm going to have a couple videos come hopefully somewhat soon. I can't promise anything though with this channel, just because of the nature of what it is. It's basically me saying, look, it's whenever I feel like a video needs to be made or something needs to be addressed, I'm going to address it. I might talk about some YouTube stuff. I might talk about politics. I don't know. I haven't figured this out yet. I haven't thought this far ahead. I might talk about just myself and the person that I am. It doesn't matter to me. Just thank you for supporting stuff that I've come out with in the past and stuff that I'm planning on doing in the future. If you... Oh, God, I'm sorry, I'm tired. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, please, I would love if you follow me on Twitter. It is at MightyQuinn630. MightyQuinn 630. That is my Twitter. Follow me if you don't. I do tweet a decent amount. I love Twitter. I absolutely love Twitter. I use it for a lot of things. I use it all the time because it's the best. It's the best way to reach me, probably. I have a Reddit and I have a Discord, but I'm not going to add Reddit people in Discord, and I don't really. I don't know. Reddit would be a weird place for you to contact me, but Twitter is definitely the place. Follow me on Twitter, please. I think Twitter is my reason for living. I had one of my favorite tweets I've ever tweeted out yesterday. It was so funny to me. It was hysterical. I thought about it like all day, but I was at work, so I couldn't tweet when I was at work. But I came home and I tweeted it out, and I loved it as a tweet, and I think it was the best thing I've ever tweeted out ever. So please follow me on Twitter if you want just updates from me, if you want stuff from life. I have a Snapchat. I don't really think I'll add anybody. That's kind of weird to me. Same like Instagram. I mean, I have social media for that's personal and private for me that people I know in real life don't even get access to. So, you know, it's whatever. If you want to find me on any of those and try to add me and see how I'm feeling, then feel free. But for the most part, I'm not going to be doing some of that. But definitely Twitter is the one. I don't use Twitter for anything else. Twitter is my into space yelling in just general. It's much like what YouTube is for me, of just talking into nothingness. So definitely follow that if you are interested in me and what I have to say. But that is that. That's all I have to say. I don't have anything else that I want to talk about because I'll go on forever if I do. So thank you for watching. If you watched this far, you are absolutely insane, but you are also awesome. If you have watched this far, leave in the comments down below what your favorite flavor of ice cream is. Mine is cookies and cream, and I'm only saying that because I just ate ice cream before I recorded this video. Now, saying just is basically saying, however long ago before I recorded this video, I had ice cream. So, and it was cookies and cream, because cookies and cream is the best ice cream flavor. Mint chocolate chip, also good. I won't fault you for that one. Cookie dough, also pretty good. There are ones I'll say, alright, but cookies and cream is the best ice cream flavor. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful summer, and I hope that you all come back for my next video, whatever it may be. Thank you so much, and I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.